What's popular YouTube? Another day, another demo. It is your resident, very tired man, Launders. Another tired day after staying up till whatever, finishing our show at like 2:30 yesterday. We got the full 90 map series between Astralis and Navi, and it was really awesome. It went the distance. We were obviously very tired by the end. Basically, earlier in the day, the CSPPA basically had Chris J boycott, or like someone from people from Mouse Sports or Vitality. I think it was mostly Chris J. I don't know. Boycott the game, the match start time, because they didn't want comms recorded. Now, I just want to clear the air on this. Comms are recorded both for content purposes. It's no secret what they're used for. Content purposes, so the broadcasts aren't just fucking round after round, match after match, the same thing over and over again. 95% of the time they're used for like victory reactions at the end of a game, or like celebrations after an important round. Like, never meant to be used for anything disparaging towards the players. And of course, there's the issue of a slippery slope where, they can be used inappropriately at times. There was one small situation where the Cold Zera said it was like laughing after Nico left G2 and they played a match, and in between maps they won a map, and he's like, guys, you know what, just want to say one thing, we don't even have strats on Dust 2. And that was like a big hubbub, like, oh, that should not be put out before the game is over. Totally true. That it got removed or whatever. It's not the biggest thing in the world, right? Like fucking strats on Dust 2, like, let's be real. But the fact that you want that removed, that should be removed, totally understand. And so it comes to this thing where it becomes an issue of, well, when and where do you allow, like, how is this okay for this to be allowed to use the discretion of the TOs or whatever? Listen, this is an entertainment product. The teams orgs are partnered with Blast. They sign a contract. In the contract, it says that the comms can be recorded. This is both so that issues like the coaching bug thing, Blast are one of the only companies, because not everybody recorded comms, who could clear names and make sure that there was no cheating when it comes to comms. It's important to have the comms recorded for this reason. So that's number one, the admin sit in there. Number two, the content for the mic'd up segments. This is something that people don't understand. Like, they do this in every fucking sport. They have mic'd up segments literally in basketball that are called mic'd up segments. You can go and look at them on YouTube. They do this in every sport. They record comms. This is literally to make fans of the players. The players, by the way, who get paid $25,000 a month to show up and play Counter-Strike in a server, refuse to do content, refuse to do interviews, refuse to build their brand, refuse to market themselves. So let the fucking TOs do it, okay? The TOs, they want this content to make their show better than another show, or to make it as good as another show. And Blast have done an amazing job with putting up tons of money. This fucking tournament is for $425,000 or something ridiculous. And these players are delaying a match on a match day for 2 hours with an entire production facility with damn near 50 people sitting there working their ass off before the game starts till after the game ends, and then have to wake up in the morning and do it again. We have a 3 best of 3 day now, and this is the hill that the players want to die on. They themselves do not help anybody. They play Counter-Strike. They don't do anything for their orgs. They don't do anything for the TOs to make them more popular, to actually, like, besides actually playing the game, which this is not what it's about, right? Playing the game is half. The reason why we watch these games is because we like these players, because we want to see those personalities. This is what the whole point of the segments are. So instead of trying to work with the restrictions as to when they get used and whatever, they say we don't want our comms recorded. And so they refuse to join TeamSpeak and boycott the fucking tournament. Meanwhile, people think that the CSPPA is acting in their own self-interest, that they're doing this because it's like the right thing to do now. Meanwhile, you can point to 10 other situations where the CSPPA didn't do shit when it really mattered. And for some reason now, during Blast, with one of the tournaments that refused to work with them, since Blast worked with ESIC, who are great people. Richard Lewis talked about this in his VOD. I think this is very important to see. They watch this whole VOD. There's a bunch of clips on here from it. The CSPPA tried to attack Blast and use the players. And people think they're acting in their own self-interest. People who think that the CSPPA are acting selflessly are going to have a whole carton of egg on their face soon when they realize how the players are the ones being used in all of this. I have nothing against Chris for trying to stand his ground on this issue, but the fashion in which that they tried to do it specifically because of the CSPPA, not because of something he wanted to do. He fucking finished the match, played badly, stressed out because the games didn't go well. Now has to play again. They're coming off a big win yesterday. We just want to fucking cast Counter-Strike. And it's become some issue where the CSPPA want, like, I don't know, they want fucking Blast to pay them money to work for them or to use them as a contract or whatever. But Blast refused to, so then they fucking come. They don't do this for ESL. They work for ESL. Even fucking Flashpoint got fucked over by their negligence, not them attacking them. But as Richard talked about in this VOD, they lost a headphone sponsor because the CSPPA were too slow to do something. They've done a whole bunch of dumbass shit. The rule book is full of literally just like grammatical errors and contradictions. And then their ranking, like who are these people, man? I honestly can't stand this shit, dude. I'm at the end of my rope too, like with this garbage. People have no concept of like what actually is a priority at this point. Of course, we know Blast does not want to put anything disparaging about their own partner teams. We as casters and analysts used to have access to listen to voice comms so we could credit properly when somebody did something cool, right? Like on the desk. We were specifically told, do not say anything disparaging or bring up anything like that, somebody said in the heat of the moment. That wasn't our prerogative at all. Now we don't even have access to those comms, haven't had it for 2 events. So what the fuck is this about? We haven't had that. We have not had access to these comms. The only thing that they even get used for now is for reactions. And they don't even want to be recorded, so you can't even do that. And now you can't even make sure that everyone's playing fair. This is the best take of all. At face value, it sounds like the players need to talk to their teams. They leverage this against the TOs, man. The players and us talent, we're the only ones getting paid in this whole fucking scene. We're the only ones who are getting paid in this whole fucking scene. Everybody else is running at a loss, and we're trying to keep this shit alive. The players don't have a place to play if people are not watching. People are not watching if the broadcasts aren't worth watching. And they are getting paid out the goddamn ass to play Counter-Strike. And the entitlement is completely insane. Completely insane. I have to qualify everything I say with understanding that, like, yes, I can complain about something, but I get paid well. I'm happy I get paid well. We live a dream life, man. We live a fucking dream life. This is completely crazy, man. I can say that on behalf of myself and on behalf of players. They're the ones who are turning a profit where everybody else is struggling and trying to work with them and trying to convince them to show up for content days and trying to get them to do interviews and working with their org to bend over backwards to make sure they're happy, to make sure they have the right hotel rooms, the right conditions, to make sure the fucking temperature is the right quality in the building, to compete with other TOs, to constantly buy and try to sell out giant stadiums and make them happy all at the same time. And they're just raking in cash every month and complaining about shit. Like, fuck off, man. There's a lot of shit to catch up on if you haven't seen this stuff, but Richard has his own ideas as to why this may have happened, specifically with this one thing. But I'm just like, don't play the tournament, Don't play the fucking tournament. If you don't want to play in the tournament, Blast is a great tournament. That's the reason Blast is a great tournament, offering lots of money, and they do a damn good job of taking care of everybody. Talent, staff, players, people who have come to Blast from other tournament organizers are much happier working at Blast. They do a good job. They get a lot of heat for some of the stuff and decisions they made, and everybody has made mistakes. Every TO has made tons of mistakes in the scene. But that doesn't mean there aren't good people working there that are just trying to make money, because this shit does not hold together without people making money. And it's just like people live in this dream world. Even the fans are so entitled when it comes to what they complain about, what they think is okay to say, like, because they don't have any skin in the game. You sit at home, you watch a free tournament, you have free entertainment all day long, and everybody else has to figure out how to make it possible for you. Of course, they're doing it to make money. But this is fucking nuts, man. I'm actually like, swear to God, when they fucking add demos to Valorant, I'm just gonna start making Valorant content or something. Like, some of this shit is so fucking frustrating. Like, everybody has had a horrible year, you know? Everybody has had a god awful year, and that sucks, but that's everybody, literally everybody. It's not been easy. Like, the last fucking thing we need at the end of this year is more shit to deal with, when it's been the hardest year. Talk about making money. It's been the hardest year to make money for everybody. And us, we're doing well. Talent doing well. Players doing just fine. Overworked, sure. But as Threat said, if players learn how to organize their time better, instead of staying up till 4 a.m. and then waking up and complaining about 10 a.m. matches, then they wouldn't be as tired and would be able to put in the work. If we all just put our heads down and stuck to this and did things for these longer tournament days that we have to cast, or the fact that the games are just getting really long, or playing more games in general, going tournaments back-to-back weeks because of extended tournaments, like all of this shit, if we just stuck through it, the players getting paid, we're getting paid. I don't know. I can't believe this, man. That we all forget where we came from. Like, dude, I literally grew up, I was in a group home when I was 1 until I was like 5 years old. And then from when I was 6 until I was 12, I lived in a women's shelter with my mom. Like, maybe I just cannot understand, you know, how anybody can complain about. I don't know. It just blows my mind, dude. I can't, like we were literally so lucky. This is just fucking garbage, dude. I'm so frustrated. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, whatever, man. So today we want to watch a match. It's Navi versus Astralis from yesterday. And this is the crazy comeback from s1mple. In 2020, he went 21-1 at one point. So 22-4 here on CT side of Nuke. He picked up the AUG. He put down a 2.52 rating. He completely went so insane in the second half and brought back Nuke. And then actually, we see this is a 6-9 half, and I think that Astralis even won the pistol or something like that. So it just got really out of hand. I think they won the pistol. Maybe they didn't. And then Navi just brought it back from 6-12. And it was all because of s1mple. Like, it was all because of s1mple. In my opinion, the CT setups and everything for s1mple were the CT setups for Navi were not great. They're a very flawed team, in my opinion, Navi. Some rounds they play really well, and then some rounds it feels like they had no concept. Like, they just totally forgot how what made them a good team in the first place. So the interesting storyline for me coming into this demo is that, like, they at the end, sorry, I should have closed Reddit. They at the end were able to come through with a couple of really good setups in the middle of this second half that we're going to see. Astralis should have absolutely won. And then by the end, they just had nothing left, and Navi were able to read them really well. And the reason that Navi survived the middle of the game was because of s1mple. And the story is that s1mple goes above strategy. Okay, s1mple goes above strategy. He is why this game is so incredible in some sense, because, you know, in other games you play Counter-Strike, in other games you play other games, and you cannot win without the team aspect at its maximum potential. Everyone has a role, and if someone's not playing the role correctly, the whole thing can fall apart. So maybe someone else's role is tied directly to how well the other role does, right? Support to a carry, or certain skills that complement each other. You pick into that on purpose. But in Counter-Strike, at the highest level, everybody can buy every single gun. Anybody can turn into the s1mple. Anybody. But there is only one s1mple, and there is not many people who could do this to Astralis. And this is a game that shows that you can have the team aspect heightened to its max and still have somebody like s1mple who can absolutely break the game and rip that win from your hands when you deserved it in every single possible way. And that's a real beauty of this game. And if you talk to Astralis, of course, they say they made too many mistakes, and they did make some mistakes that they still could have won. But of course, that can be said no matter what. But again, beauty of the game. Why we love this game. Why I love this game. Okay? And I do fucking love this game. And hopefully one day I can just make videos about this game, and I can just do whatever about this game, and there doesn't have to be any goddamn anything else. Just make videos talking about the players we love and the game we love and how fucking cool this game is, and that's it. You know, that would be amazing. So why don't we go ahead and take a look. Just want to make sure here. You have my sound here. Let's make sure everything's disabled. And I'm just going to, there we go. So this is the second round. Game capture works. Had to switch off black bars from device yesterday. I know we're here to watch s1mple in the second half. It's really when he gets the AUG that things really get going. So Astralis' game plan had a lot to do with outside. I think this is a very cool round where Glaive lurks through credit card. He walks through the smokes and comes around. And you hear them putting pressure on ramp right now. It's actually all to take attention away from Glaive, who's coming in through the back of Turnpike at the moment. Let's see if they have any idea. Oh, there it is. Glaive, I think he heard him, and now s1mple will spot him. I think s1mple actually gets completely spammed down through this box, and that's round one. So here's Astralis playing, doing really cool stuff, of course. See how s1mple actually stood in the vent for that shot, for the deeper angle, and the ability to fall out. That was a cool little thing I noticed in the match. And here he gets actually spammed through the vent, even though he wasn't shown at all. Just in case, it was great spam. So I think in terms of rotation, s1mple is probably the best. I would say probably the best player on CT side in the whole world on Nuke at CT rotations. He has this insane ability to be everywhere all the time when he's trying to rotate. And it's pretty amazing to watch. I watched this Katowice demo a while back, and that was one of his hallmark performances versus Astralis as well in the final. CT rotations were absolutely insane. Like, if you were watching from Astralis' perspective, you'd not understand how s1mple would always be in the correct spot when he needed to be. The way that the Na'Vi CT side operates is that s1mple goes somewhere, everybody else moves. I genuinely don't even believe that he has to calm everything he does. Like, if he shows up in a position, then everybody has to work around it. So here, s1mple actually drops down the ladder. Outside control is taken, and he's hearing them up top. I think some of the global noises in this demo, some of the noises that aren't supposed to be global are. So sometimes you hear a footstep on his screen, but I don't think that Astralis did anything to make noise above. And here's s1mple. I think they're right above him, and he doesn't know. Of course, if he heard that jump like we just heard, he would realize it. And now they're starting to walk heaven, and then look what happens. Here he's just trying to create this. Oh, he sees a shadow. Oh, he sees a shadow. Oh my god. Look at this shit, dude. And then he tells his teammate to watch heaven. Boom, instant mow down. And he could have got the ace there. That was such an incredible play. And it was 1 health on him. And you see in hell, he's just trying to cut that line off and then get info for heaven for his teammates. And just seeing that shadow is all they needed. That's actually something I don't know if Astralis realized, but that's a huge shadow. That shadow was everything. Holy fuck. I didn't even notice that when we were in the game. That's pretty incredible. Just that one shadow means they can watch heaven, and s1mple can make that play. Otherwise, he's late to the rotate. And I think it gets to the point of this half where s1mple doesn't even op. I think Flamey has the op at one point. He doesn't even have one. So here their goal is just to stop the vent dive with the false exec coming out upstairs. And now we're going to get the rotations in. So here s1mple comes ramp, and then they go downstairs together. They kind of overstack heavily, so of course s1mple has to be aware of the fact that someone could come late out ramp. But now it looks like he's paranoid about a couple of things. Here's a position you would never see like device in when it comes to the rotates, right? There's almost never a point in a game on CT side where device is totally lost about where someone could be because of his other teammates. Everybody else is, pretty much in a good space. But here, we're trying to cover stuff, and his teammate shoots. I don't know if teammate. I couldn't tell if Perfecto shot at him first, or if there were bullets from the T side that were coming in. But s1mple as freaking out. So here, pretty much paranoid about everything. Bubsky's down below. s1mple keeps his back turned. He's taking a risk here. This is the 2v2. You can hear them running downstairs. And Bubsky's outside. Boom, he's staying alive. And the flash works out beautifully. s1mple handles it. 8-12, man. It's already one of the best demos we watched. There's so much cool shit here. Really glad to get a second perspective on this. So that's the nade. It hits the side of the vent. I think sometimes they throw it into the vent, sometimes it's right beside it. Just depends on the timing. And that's a rotator caught. No odds in this round, and we'll move on to the next. Already brought back this whole half largely because of s1mple. This is the jump ghost credit card. I think that nade does some damage. There was a player up there. He'll try to go up top again. You can see he moves quite rapidly here on the CT side. Opening kill. Turns from the flash. Goes for the re-peek. And Glaive gets punished. And Electronic's about to get a kill outside as well. Here is a point where they were going to clear outside. And then s1mple had covered Electronic. And now s1mple's covering Flamey. Very good about these rotations. You can see outside, inside, ramp. This is the real perfect position here for s1mple. Here he is, right place, right time. Instant headshot on the device. Don't even need Flamey's help, and now they rotate downstairs together. I think here they're trying to catch a position where they can just commit. They do leave ramp open a little bit, but everyone else gets their kills. So far, so good. Farming. You see how that nade lands right in front of the squeaky? Right in front of the vent. Help soften up the vent dive or just deny it completely. And we'll see what the game plan is here for Astralis. You can see how tenuous these moments are for the CTs when they don't know, when, you know, s1mple's trying to get information. They don't know if it's outside a ramp or inside hit, come in. No lobby control. And here it is, s1mple just in time to cover Flamey. Flamey who goes downstairs. And Astralis try to do a good job of taking his attention away, and s1mple literally is just killing everybody. And this is him dedicated upstairs, all on the floor, into ramp, catching the hold, watching the cross outside. This guy has, this guy's just prescient. So we see he just like literally rotates right by Flamey in the ramp just to go lower. Leaves him there. And now playing on the stairs. 4 players coming. This is actually unbelievable. Is this the round where he gets the spray down? Dude, this is fucking crazy. This is the round, I think, where Astralis end up going for here. And we just saw already how much impact he's had. This is the most insane shit. I'm pretty sure. Maybe? Yeah, oh my god, it is. Dude. Like, he was there so early too. Like, it wasn't even, he rotated, ran by Flamey into lower to cover this and just fully committed and caught them off completely. He was there before they even knew they wanted to go down lower. This player is completely insane. So now they lose ramp. So let's see what happens when they lose ramp. It does harm the rotations of s1mple a lot. Like with ramp control, he can go outside, upstairs, everything. Without ramp control, he's a lot more subdued. Like he has to take care of this in some sense. They could leave it and watch the back of heaven. But then they have to watch, you know, they can't really watch outside as well. It makes things a lot harder. So he's just hoping that someone gives him a fight here. And I think they've already made their way downstairs off the ramp hit. And s1mple's here just to come in for the flank, and he'll get the kill. 13-12. And now s1mple's opping. Finally, even though he doesn't die. And we're just going to follow this. So the numbers are still good. The rest of Na'Vi are fragging at least a bit. And he does enough just to catch him off. And is there to rotate in with Flamey at the exact same time that they come downstairs. Just perfect support with Flamey every single time. Right there when you need him to be. He's just a hard man to avoid. So let's see how he plays a more dedicated position outside this time around. Trying something new. Again, you always have to be thinking about what's coming next. You can always be playing a rotator spot, but if you never commit to anything, the other team can maybe, you know, get away with an exec or something. So you've got to just figure out a new risk. Like how do I really have an impact on this round? So what's he thinking? Just trying to see. This is a round where Astralis throw empty smokes outside. They don't cross. But Na'Vi have never tested their outside cross, so this is a smart round from Astralis. But here's what happens instead. s1mple stays in heaven. Okay, look, they're trying to put pressure outside. They even double flash for Boomich to peek. I'm pretty sure a second one's going to come. Boomich peeks the outside. Right now, Glaive is behind Mini. And then they just sit up here. They assume that this is a fake. No one to cross lower, even though they have no one in secret. And the read is just absolutely perfect. They're coming into Mini, and they just get crushed. Look at how many of the CT players are here. Right place, right time. So nuts. Like, they just get crushed. Read perfectly. Man, we look at this from s1mple screen, and it looked like Na'Vi have been playing well this whole time. But without s1mple making every single move that he made in this game, Na'Vi were definitely out of position in a lot of rounds. Boomich did not do a good job of being a secret player this game, and he could have died and gotten traded out way, way more often if Astralis were hitting more shots. And I say that because they're definitely doing below par in terms of their fragging ability. But at this point now, like, Na'Vi got full control, and then they're starting to read the game perfectly. They know where Glaive wants to take it. And then, bro, check this out, right? s1mple is the one who gets boosted up in ramp before Astralis even know where they want to go. See, we can hear those noises that, of course, you can't hear from s1mple's actual perspective. Flamey's here trying to put some pressure in the ramp, bait him forward into fighting. And this is a situation where you want the fight. You're not trying to rotate out. And, I mean, he's just gone basically like 10 for 10 in perfect positions for where the most amount of players have come from Astralis. We're going to see this is no exception as well. That's actually ludicrous when you think about it. They forfeited control, and Na'Vi on the CT side, they gamble a lot, but the reads are just too good, man. And here they come. Almost. He almost kills Dupree as well. And now it's just one player left alive. What more can you say about that, man? That's actually a fucking crazy half. That was even more insane than when I watched in the game. Based on the moves we saw, that was even more unbelievable. Even more unbelievable than what I expected. That was some beautiful stuff. So today, to top it off a little bit, we're going to be, James and Maniac are going to be casting the first game today. And then tomorrow we have to do 3 best of 3s because of current year. Anders and Semler are stuck in London because of the Corona situation that happened at Flashpoint. So we have to cast 3 best of 3s tomorrow. So we offered to do all 3 for these 2 days, but Frederick, our bosses, said that we were going to get Maniac and Banks, and they were kind enough to do the first game today, and then we're just going to do all 3 tomorrow, I believe. So, yeah. So that's it for us today. I hope you enjoyed that. I thought that was pretty amazing. One of the best demos we ever watched. s1mple definitely is an unreal player, and that was a crazy, crazy CT side. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's your favorite tired man out for another day. I'll see you back here tomorrow.